Ever looked at old jars, sweaters, or puzzle pieces and wondered, could this become holiday magic? With a bit of creativity, those forgotten odds and ends can add more cheer to your Christmas than anything store-bought ever could. Upcycled Christmas crafts, DIY blend fun, nostalgia, and sustainability into one merry package. Why toss treasures when you could make ornaments, gifts, and decorations that tell a story? Let's roll up our sleeves and see how simple scraps can become the highlight of your holiday. Old tin cans can find new life as festive tree ornaments with a splash of retro charm. Paint them in bold geometric patterns or classic polka dots. Metallic accents, think gold or silver stripes, catch the light and add a touch of nostalgia that mass-produced ornaments simply can't match. These ornaments offer a fun, sustainable twist on holiday decor. If you're after a quick craft, this project is forgiving. Minor paint smudges just add character. Just be careful with sharp edges, smooth them out before decorating. Why buy plastic when yesterday's cans can sparkle just as brightly? Old books gathering dust? Turn them into festive mini Christmas trees. Simply fold each page in half, then again, creating a cone-like shape. Stack the folded book upright, and you have an instant tree. Add a shiny star topper, and suddenly, your forgotten novel becomes a centerpiece worth talking about. This craft is both eco-friendly and wallet-friendly. Reusing book pages saves paper and reduces waste. However, it can be fiddly if pages are thin or brittle, so choose sturdier books. Need a quick family project? Even kids can join in, making each tree a little different, perfect for sparking conversation. Mason jar snow globes offer a clever way to reuse old holiday trinkets and bottle brush trees. Instead of tossing last year's mismatched ornaments or broken figurines, why not give them new life? Add a dash of fake snow, screw on the lid, and you've got instant charm for your mantle. These snow globes aren't just cost-effective, they're conversation starters. Kids can help choose the items to display, making it a fun family project. One minor drawback. Glass jars can break if dropped, so keep them away from high-traffic spots. Still, few crafts capture nostalgia and sustainability quite like these. Old wooden pallets can find new life as charming Christmas trees. Cut and stack the slats in a triangular shape, then prop it upright. Now comes the quirky fun. Gather mismatched buttons, bottle caps, and fabric scraps. Each oddball ornament tells its own story, sparking conversation and laughter. Some might scoff at the hodgepodge look, but who says Christmas must match? This tree celebrates imperfection and creativity. Plus, using what you already have is cost-effective and eco-friendly. Invite friends or kids to help decorate. It becomes a memory-making project, not just another item on the holiday to-do list. Snipping old greeting cards into shapes, stars, trees, or bells gives those forgotten holiday hellos a second act. Punched with a hole and strung on twine, these colorful cutouts create a cheerful garland. It's simple, cheap, and cuts down on waste. Why toss memories when you can hang them? This craft works for all ages. Kids love choosing their favorite card art, adults appreciate the low cost, and everyone enjoys the nostalgia. The only drawback? A bit of glitter from those cards might linger on your floor. But that's a small price for festive, eco-friendly decor that sparks conversation. Glass bottles often end up in recycling bins, but why not give them a second chance as festive candle holders? A splash of acrylic paint, a few pine sprigs, and a string of twinkle lights can turn ordinary glass into seasonal magic. This costs little but brings heaps of holiday cheer. It's a fun project for families and can reduce clutter at home. However, some paints don't adhere well to slick glass, so try using a primer or chalk paint for better results. Place your finished candle holders on a windowsill and watch neighbors slow down to admire your creativity. Old sweaters have a knack for collecting dust in closets, but imagine them reborn as mitten-shaped Christmas stockings. These cozy creations bring warmth and character to your holiday decor. Simply cut mitten shapes, stitch them together, and add a loop. No sewing machine, fabric glue works wonders in a pinch. Swapping traditional stockings for sweater mittens sparks conversation. Each pair can feature different patterns, making every gift presentation feel personal. The downside? They're smaller than most stockings, so you'll need to skip oversized gifts. But isn't that a small price for a dash of homemade charm and eco-friendly spirit? Old wine corks piling up? Give them new life by turning them into charming snowman ornaments. Glue 3 corks together, paint on faces, and wrap thin fabric scraps as scarves. Kids love this hands-on project, and it's a clever way to cut down on waste during the holidays. Making these ornaments costs almost nothing and sparks creativity. However, corks can be tricky to glue, so use a strong adhesive and allow time to dry. Add buttons or twigs for arms if you're feeling bold. Why not turn trash into holiday cheer that hangs on your tree? Turning old magazines into paper-quilled Christmas earrings adds festive flair while cutting down on waste. Why buy plastic accessories when you can roll, twist, and glue vivid magazine strips into tiny wreaths or snowflakes? It's a budget-friendly project, and your holiday outfit gets a splash of color and personality. Start by snipping narrow strips, rolling them with a toothpick, and shaping the coils. Use glue to hold everything together. Add a dab of varnish for shine. Attach earring hooks, and you're set. The only downside? These earrings aren't waterproof, so keep your snowball fights earring-free. Old cardboard tubes from paper towels or toilet rolls can become retro Christmas candles with just a little paint and imagination. Paint the tubes in festive reds, golds, or greens. Add a flame shape, cut from scrap cardboard, then color it bright yellow and orange. Arrange several on your mantle for instant cheer. This project keeps materials out of the bin and encourages creativity. The result is quirky, nostalgic decor with a handmade charm. The only drawback? They can't replace real candlelight. Still, they're safe for households with kids or pets, and you can reuse them every year. Scrap wood reindeer ornaments are a refreshing alternative to store-bought decorations. Grab leftover wood, cut simple reindeer shapes, and give them character with mismatched buttons for noses. Twine antlers add rustic charm. Why spend extra on plastic trinkets when you can reuse materials and create memorable, eco-friendly holiday keepsakes? These ornaments aren't perfect, and that's the point. Each piece tells its own story, from scratches in the wood to the odd button color. This project makes a fun family activity with little risk of mistakes. Just remember, no 2 reindeer will look alike, and that's what makes them special. Repurposing cookie tin lids into Santa face wall art saves money and reduces waste. With a splash of paint, some felt, and cotton balls, you can turn last year's leftovers into quirky decorations. Why toss out perfectly good metal when it's crying out for a festive makeover? This craft isn't perfect. Some lids are tricky to paint, and not all will match your vision. But that's half the charm. Each Santa face reflects your creativity. Gather the kids, raid the junk drawer, and create a display that's part holiday cheer, part conversation starter. Old magazines make perfect material for starburst ornaments. Cut colorful strips, fold and layer them, then secure with glue or a simple brad at the center. These ornaments shine with character and save paper from the landfill, a win for your conscience and your tree's boho vibe. Want a tip? Choose pages with bold patterns or unexpected ads for extra flair. Some strips might curl or tear, but that only adds personality. If your tree looks too coordinated, these homemade bursts break the monotony. Who says Christmas can't be both stylish and eco-friendly? Why buy pricey decorations when empty milk cartons and forgotten knickknacks can become a cozy Christmas village? A bit of paint, some glue, and your imagination go a long way. Kids can join in, making each house personal. It's cheap, eco-friendly, and sparks creativity around the table. Sure, these carton cottages won't win awards for precision, but their quirky shapes and mismatched windows give them charm. The best part? You can add to your village every year, using whatever you have on hand. Who knew recycling could look so festive and spark so many smiles? Grab a few fallen twigs from your backyard or local park. Wrap them with leftover yarn, no need for perfection. Imperfect wrapping adds character. Attach old beads and lost earring charms for sparkle. These stars look whimsical on a tree or window. Who says holiday magic needs a big budget? Using upcycled materials not only saves money, but also sparks creativity. Each star becomes a bit of personal history. Maybe that bead came from Grandma's necklace? Gather friends or family for a craft night. You'll end up with decorations that tell a story rather than something mass-produced from a store. Old sweater sleeves often end up forgotten at the bottom of drawers. Yet, with scissors and some twine, you can turn those sleeves into cozy, rustic garlands for your tree. Cut the sleeves into rings, stretch them gently, and string them up. It's quick, affordable, and surprisingly charming. These garlands bring warmth and a homemade touch to holiday decorating. The different sweater textures add variety, but sometimes fuzzy knits shed fibers. No craft project is perfect, but the savings and nostalgia far outweigh a few stray threads. Why buy plastic when grandma's old cardigan can steal the show? Old teacups collecting dust? Turn them into quirky Christmas ornaments by gluing mini pine cones and faux holly berries inside. The contrast between delicate porcelain and rustic pine cones creates a pleasing look. Hang them with ribbon on your tree. Guests will be curious about your inventive reuse of kitchenware. While charming, these ornaments can get heavy. Choose sturdy branches and secure the ribbon well. If teacups aren't your style, try mugs or espresso cups. Use what you have. Imperfections add character. This project saves money, reduces waste, and helps you create meaningful decorations with a story behind each one. Painted jar lid wreaths offer a clever way to repurpose leftovers from your pantry. Choose bright paint, stack lids in a circle, and tie them together. Add a ribbon bow and a few tiny bells for a festive touch. Who knew trash could sing with holiday cheer? This craft is affordable and surprisingly quick. However, you'll need strong glue and patience while the paint dries. No shortcuts here. Kids can help with the bow and bell placement, making it a fun group activity. Plus, the finished wreaths bring a quirky, homemade look to any door. Old jeans might look worn out, but their pockets can become charming gift card holders with just a needle, some thread, and a splash of creativity. Add cheerful embroidery. Think snowflakes, stars, or a quirky reindeer. Quick tip: use bold-colored floss so your designs really stand out under the tree. These upcycled gifts are practical and eco-friendly. They're sturdy enough to reuse year after year, and each one carries a bit of personal flair. On the downside, heavy denim can be tricky for beginner embroiderers, so keep designs simple if you're just starting out. Your friends won't mind a few wobbly stitches. Old wool jumpers collecting dust? Turn them into festive tree ornaments. Cut felt shapes, sew edges with bright thread, and add quirky vintage buttons for a dash of personality. Each ornament tells a story. Even mismatched buttons work. Imperfection adds charm and a wink of nostalgia to your decorations. Upcycled crafts like these save money and reduce waste. Why buy plastic ornaments when you can make your own with character? Grab a needle, raid that button jar, and let your creativity run wild. If your stitching is crooked, blame the eggnog. Your tree won't mind one bit. Old CDs cluttering your drawers? Turn them into shimmering mosaic angels for your Christmas tree. Snip the discs into small pieces, glue them onto cardboard angel shapes, and watch your tree catch the light in a new way. This craft is simple, affordable, and surprisingly satisfying. These upcycled angels shine brilliantly, but do come with a minor risk. CD edges can be sharp. Use child-safe scissors, supervise little helpers, and sand any rough spots. Still, you'll have ornaments that spark conversation and keep plastic out of the landfill, a win for both your decor and the planet. Why let old cardboard and leftover gold foil candy wrappers gather dust? Stack, glue, and layer these scraps into a shimmering Christmas tree centerpiece. It draws eyes, sparks conversation, and costs next to nothing. Even better, it gives packaging an encore performance instead of a one-way trip to the landfill. Making one is refreshingly simple. Cut cardboard into graduated triangles, glue them in a tree shape, and wrap each layer with gold foil. The result? A sparkling centerpiece that looks festive and thoughtful. The downside? Foil can tear easily, so handle with care and keep extra wrappers handy for patching. Old light bulbs collecting dust? Turn them into playful reindeer by wrapping pipe cleaners for antlers and gluing on pom-pom noses. It's a clever way to reduce waste and create personalized ornaments. Kids love crafting these, and you'll save money on holiday decorations at the same time. While they're charming, these crafts require patience. Glass bulbs can be fragile. Supervise young helpers closely to avoid accidents. Try experimenting with different colored pipe cleaners or pom-poms for a quirky twist. In the end, you'll have eco-friendly decor and a fun story to share. Old salt shakers make perfect little homes for winter wonderlands. Add a pinch of fake snow, a miniature tree, and maybe a tiny figurine. Suddenly, you have a scene that's both charming and eco-friendly. Who knew your spice cabinet could spark such holiday cheer? Creating these displays is quick, affordable, and surprisingly satisfying. You're giving discarded items a second act, all while crafting holiday decorations with real character. Just watch out. Friends may start requesting these as gifts. Reusing materials saves money and reduces waste, but the glass can be fragile, so handle with care. Old puzzle pieces collecting dust? Turn them into snowflake ornaments. Paint each piece white, glue them together into a star shape, and sprinkle with glitter while wet. They catch the light beautifully on a tree and add a homespun charm. Plus, it's a clever way to recycle lost puzzle bits. This project is quick, affordable, and simple enough for kids. However, puzzle pieces can be tough to glue if they're warped or glossy, so use extra adhesive and patience. Hang these ornaments with ribbon or string. No one will guess their humble origins unless you spill the beans. Old Christmas cards don't have to end up in the recycling bin. Snip your favorites into triangles or festive shapes, then attach them to string with mini clothespins. This bunting brings personality and nostalgia to your mantle, sparking conversation and memories from holidays past. This fun project is quick, affordable, and kid-friendly. It's also a low-waste way to decorate. Some might argue it's a bit homespun, but who cares? The charm lies in the imperfect edges and hand-picked mix of cards. It's proof that holiday style doesn't require a shopping spree. Old wine corks can find new life as festive Christmas trees. Stack them, secure with glue, and add a wooden bead on top for a playful touch. Wrap the trees with colorful fabric scraps or vintage lace for extra flair. This craft is budget-friendly and reduces landfill waste. Kids love helping with this project, and it's an easy way to use odd bits from your sewing box. No two trees look alike, which adds charm. While cork trees won't fool anyone as real pines, their quirky style brings character to a holiday table or mantle. Old tart tins sitting at the back of your kitchen drawer can become festive showstoppers. Wire them into a circle, then tuck in pine sprigs and string up miniature ornaments. Suddenly, yesterday's bakeware becomes today's holiday charm. It's fun, low cost, and gives a second chance to forgotten objects. This craft isn't just budget-friendly, it invites creativity. Choose tins of varying sizes for texture. Don't have pine branches? Use faux greenery or even dried herbs. One downside, metal edges can be sharp, so wear gloves or sand them smooth. In the end, you've got a one-of-a-kind wreath and less kitchen clutter. Scrabble tiles, usually forgotten in dusty board game boxes, can become clever mantle decor. Spell out "Let It Snow" or "Peace and Joy" on reclaimed wood strips. Arrange the tiles with a dab of glue. Suddenly, your fireplace speaks volumes. No fancy tools required, just a little creativity and patience. These crafts often spark conversation and nostalgia. They're budget-friendly and sustainable, but finding enough matching tiles can be tricky if your Scrabble game is incomplete. Mix fonts and colors for a quirky touch, or trade with friends to collect more. Who said holiday decorating had to break the bank? Upcycled Christmas crafts make holiday decorating feel personal, thoughtful, and surprisingly fun. Who knew that an old jar lid or sweater sleeve could spark so much cheer? These projects breathe new life into forgotten items and offer a fresh twist on tradition. Ready to roll up your sleeves? Start small, maybe a tin can ornament or a wine cork snowman. Invite friends or family to join in. You'll save money, cut waste, and fill your home with stories. Isn't that what the holidays are all about?